Hi friends, Dr. Lisa here, physical therapist and osteoporosis exercise specialist. And today I'm here with my buddy Slim to talk about some of the precautions that we use for movement around the spine if you have osteoporosis or low bone density. And yes, we do apply these same precautions to people with osteopenia as osteoporosis. So these are general in nature. Now, I want to emphasize, this doesn't mean we avoid all of these movements because they just occur naturally in our day-to-day life. But as we have awareness of moving differently or moving smarter or reducing our risk, then that can be helpful in the big picture over time. So I just want you to understand this, but I don't want to create fear around every single time you may bend a little bit differently. So the precaution that most people know, and if you don't right now, you're going to, is that forward bending like this is the front of the spine, can increase pressure on the vertebral body where it's most vulnerable for fracture. So that's why we don't do crunches and sit-ups while lying on our back. Now the opposite direction, lifting in the opposite, doing a little back bend, that's okay for most people. So don't worry about that direction, but it's the rounding forward direction, the rounding of our spine to bend over or in stretching that we really limit or avoid if we have low bone density. Here's what most people don't know and don't think about, and I get this question from clients all the time. What about side bending, lateral flexion? So lateral movements, which you'll see in some yoga poses, which may happen as we're carrying things in one arm or pushing something overhead. This lateral flexion or lateral bending will place a lot of compression on one side of the vertebral body. So when we say we limit flexion of the spine, lateral flexion is included in that. All right, let me show you some ways where I see that and where that might happen in your exercise program. And let's talk about ways that I modify them or do them differently or try to create a bit of safety in that move. So often in some stretches, you'll see people want to do a side bend stretch like this. So that would definitely be considered a lateral side bending or lateral flexion, which is a movement I would caution most of my clients to avoid or limit. Now, I like to do this long stretch with long arms and then reaching just slightly to one side. So we get length on one side of the body and then back to center and then a reach to the other side. So I feel a little stretch or pull here, but I feel no compression on the other side. I'm not going that far. I'm really focusing on the length of this side. I'm not focusing on how far I can go, and I'm not compressing the other side. So that's one place where I'll modify that to still get a stretch, but not be doing too much lateral flexion on the spine. The other place you'll see that is if somebody is doing a single arm press. If they don't have enough trunk control, they may lean to one side or the other. This is definitely something we want to avoid. We don't want to have load coming through the spine and lateral flexion at the same time. So we always want a weight that we can control with a nice upright trunk as we're reaching up overhead. Now that same thing applies when we're doing a suitcase carry or a farmer's carry, but especially a suitcase carry where we have one heavy weight on one side. If you've all seen somebody walking down the gym tilted over like this, and that is creating lateral flexion in the spine that we want to avoid. So we have to use the core muscles on the other side to pull us back up to this upright position as we're doing that suitcase carry. That's really important in helping to maintain that good position and avoiding that unwanted or risky lateral flexion of the spine. Hey, if this was helpful for you, if this is helping you to feel more confident about how you move with low bone density, please leave me a message down below and share this with other people who would benefit from it as well.